Hey, everybody. I hope you are having a good Saturday and you're staying dry. It is cold and rainy today, but that hasn't stopped us from getting outside. We went to Vanceboro this morning. My son had his fifth basketball game, and his team won their second of five games. So, yeah, very exciting morning for Coach Page's team with Craven County Parks and Recs Basketball League. Um, yeah, those kids were very excited this morning to have won. And then I went by Craven a Cup. If you are familiar with Bridgeton, that's a great little spot to hop into. They have some really good coffee. And this morning they had someone from the community had made little sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits and stuff. It was good. Um, Starting to get cluttered behind me. I have bags that I am starting to pull together for the March New Bern Ladies group that are collecting bags and toiletry items for women in need in our area. And so I'm getting all of that stuff together, waiting on details of when and where to donate. But yeah, it was beautiful this past week. Can we talk about those 80-degree days? I just opened all the doors to every room in this house and let it all just flood in. At one point, I was like, it's hot in here. And I was like, nope, it's going to be cold on Saturday and we are going to enjoy this weather. Mm. Something else I'm doing, I just posted about it on Facebook earlier this morning while I was at my son's baseball game or basketball game, was I'm reading Bill Furney's new book, Black Hearts, White Bones. Um, and it is so good. I've been listening to it on Audible, and the narrator, the person that reads the story to you, she is speaking with a pirate accent. And it has me enthralled reading about Blackbeard's daughter, Mary Read, and Anne Bonny, who was the significant other of Jack Rackham, both pirates that we see their flags flying all over in the summer out on the river, and hearing about things that happened to them at Cedar Point and at Ocracoke and all the different places along the Outer Banks and where we live in and around this side of the Intercoastal Waterway. It is just, I know it's fiction, and I'm sure that not everything is true, but it is so good. It has me completely captivated. So if you haven't yet listened in, we have a lot of authors that live in Fairfield Harbor. We have Les Pendleton. He lives here. I bought several of his books for my husband to read at Christmas. We have so much talent that lives here. So thank you guys so much for sharing your talent. And speaking of, we went to the Point restaurant for the first time on Thursday night, and I was not prepared. The music was so good, definitely right up our alley. The kids had a great time. We saw so much like people standing up and walking over to tables and talking to everybody. Definitely the community feel, like everybody knows everybody. Our waitress was wonderful. The food was great. And I posted about it on Facebook, and Debbie, I think, and several other people were talking about how they love the meatloaf. And you're in luck because that's on the menu this week if we read this newsletter. So let's transition to the newsletter. Thanks for letting me spout it out. My hair is a mess today, getting stuck in the rain this morning at that basketball game. So apologies. I don't look better, but take what we can get, right? So let me see if I can share my screen. All right. I've been working on my technology. So let's just see what we can do. Oh, hey. All right. So this is the newsletter for this week. And as always, I am not affiliated with the POA or the office. I just live here and love doing this podcast with you all, and have been so appreciative of the responses that I get on YouTube, on Facebook, on Nextdoor. I really enjoy doing this. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity. And but if you do need anyone at the office or have a message you'd like to pass along to the board, please feel free to always call them. Their number is 252-633-5500. And if you ever need the gate for any reason, 252-636-5566. And just go ahead and program those numbers in your phone if you haven't done that already. I keep them beside our home phone, and then I definitely have them programmed in with an asterisk in front of it. I like to organize my contact list in my phone. People like Ray and Jamie next door are neighbor, so that if I just type in neighbor, all my neighbors pop up. I OCD that way. So anyway, put a little asterisk, and then that way, if anybody ever finds your phone, they can just search for the asterisk, and then it'll give them numbers that they can call that gives them information. So if you have questions about that, I'd love to answer them. I'm all about organizing my phone in a way that it works for me, not the other way around. All right. So important dates coming up this month. We have recycling happens this week. So if you have filled up that recycling can, and I know many of us do, ours is usually full because we have boxes waiting on it to get emptied so we can put them in for next month. Definitely get that out this week so that you can fill it right back up. So yeah, and then don't forget the community center, or not community center, the recycling center is right at the end of Broad Creek. If you turn to the left, you might miss it. It's kind of behind some trees, but the very next right is the recycling center. So you can take busted up furniture, yard debris, boxes. They take pretty much anything. I don't think they don't take pallets unless you completely break them down. But I don't think we've ever tried to take anything else there that they haven't taken. But anyway, if you ever need their services, they're right there on 55. The next property control meeting, they're not meeting again until March the 9th. So you have some time if you have permits or things like that, documentation that you need to turn in for a permit request that you have. Make sure you get that in on the Tuesday before. So you've got a few days. Can you believe it's the end of February? How are we here? Oh my God, it's March. And I hope that we just keep warming right on up. I don't want it to be like 187 degrees yet, but I would like to keep it a good 68 to 74 for the next couple weeks. But our next board meeting, they're going to meet at the end of the month, towards the end of March on the 21st. And spring cleanup, don't forget, is happening March the 6th through April the 7th. And we'll talk more about that at the end of this newsletter. Cindy's quote for this week: extraordinary things are always hiding in places people never think to look, by Jodi Picoult, an American writer. And that is so true. And our picture for the week, and I know there's been so much talk about this on the socials, are the new signs. So we have the new sign that comes in that is really nicely lit, especially at night as you're driving down. It's not so bright that it kind of blinds you after you've been in that dark spot on Broad Creek, but it gives like a nice, calm light to it's not fluorescent in any way. I like it a lot, especially backlighting those blues. But then you will notice that we have some changes to the signage that were put up in front of the gates on both sides of Fairfield Harbour coming down Broad Creek. So the digital signage portions have been moved. I think there's a picture down here to like a V-shaped thing, so we can see kind of coming and going what's happening on the digital signage without it competing for your attention across the road. So that is great. And then they also modified the backs of the boards to add content for folks that would be coming from the resort area or that next section of Fairfield Harbour down from the gate. So that's amazing. I like it. And then I also liked that, it's hard to see here, but these little blocks, I saw the guys out there redoing those decals so that you can see these are the things that happen on this side of the neighborhood. these are the things that happen on that side of the neighborhood. So lots of work was done this week right there at those signs. So great job, everybody that took part in planning and like getting all of that stuff executed. A lot of work. Bills are coming due. I have like a whole stack of bills sitting right here. That's what I'll do next. But our annual dues are due. So again, they come out March the 1st of every year. If you are not on auto pay to prepay your dues on a monthly basis, you're going to get a bill. It's going to be due by May. What is it? May 1st, I think, is the deadline to have all of our dues paid without incurring any late fees. But our dues again this year are $11.73 per household. And they will cover March 1st, 2023 through February 29th of 2024. And then, as always, there's a contingency fund of $200. That's not billed now, so we're not going to pay that now. But should there be some type of an emergency arise in the neighborhood, they will collect that $200 from everyone to help mitigate those expenses that are emergency related. So next week is March. That means the Beacon comes out. And if you've been to FH Beacon, you can already see that there are some news stories out there. I was looking, there's a lot of good things coming up in the Beacon this coming week. But I'm expecting some more stories to be loaded. So hold that thought. Please go out and look if you want to catch yourself up. But if you're kind of looking, you like to read it all through, straight through, hold a few days because it's coming. But there are 3 positions coming open on the board of directors for the Property Owners Association, and details about the candidates that they're looking for and how to, I want to say apply, but announce your candidacy. That information is going to be in the March Beacon. So be on the lookout. I, of course, will narrate that. And I've already seen some people on the socials talking about looking forward to that information as well. So I'm excited to see who all runs for those 3 positions. We have a POA parking lot sale happening on April 1st, and that is no April Fool's Day joke. 8 a.m. to noon. Sign-ups are going to start this Wednesday, March the 1st. There's going to be $5 per slot, one slot per lot owned until the spaces are full. But if you have things that you want to sell in the neighborhood and can make them over to the parking lots, that is coming up. The time is almost here to have your vegetative debris picked up, and we're going to talk about this more at the end. But there are lots of questions that come into the office, I can only imagine. But there are do's and don'ts. I didn't see that. I saw the list. But anyway, I do know you want to keep like your wooded stuff separate from vegetative debris. You want to make sure it's on a tarp so that it's easily to handle. But there will be a full-size attachment online that you can print the schedule if you need that. You can also, I showed you last week, but you can Control P and print any page in the newsletter. You would just print that page if that's all you want. Or there is a attachment in the actual email this week that you can print as well. Declarations of restrictions. So the DORs is what they are also referred to as. And those are kind of the rules that we live by here in Fairfield Harbour to make sure that we keep a nice, orderly property. So like our community stays nice and orderly, right? So outside burning is not allowed in Fairfield Harbour. And as much as it pains me to say, I miss a fire pit so much. That is the one thing that I miss more than anything in the world, is a fire pit. And I'm not talking about a gas one either. I want to smell the wood burning. But we are not allowed to do that here in Fairfield Harbour. Under the general prohibitions and requirements, it states no outside burning of wood, leaves, trash, garbage, or household refuse shall be permitted. Propane fire pits, try to say that 3 times really fast, can be obtained through the Property Control Committee. So if you want to have a propane burning fire pit, please seek approval from the Property Control Committee. Propane tanks also need to be screened in. So if you have propane tanks at your house that feed a fireplace or your oven, things like that, just know that those need to be screened in. Every outdoor receptacle for ashes, trash, rubbish, garbage shall be installed underground, screened, or placed and kept as to not be visible from the street, river, creek, waterway, canal, lake, or recreation area. So take a look at the example of this beautiful screening here. This is very similar to what's at my dad's house. But yes, keep any of the things that would just kind of be stationary outside, trash, recycle bins, things for ashes, composting, all that stuff needs to be behind some type of barrier to keep things looking nice. So there is a household hazardous waste recycling event coming up. This is going to happen at the end of March 25th. It's a Saturday from 8 to 1 at Craven Community College. That's in New Bern. And the Coastal Environmental Partnership, that's the CEP, is a public solid waste management authority that serves Carteret, Craven, and Pamlico counties. CEP provides residents with an environmentally sound and cost-effective system of solid waste disposal and sponsors a series of household hazardous waste collection days in each of the 3 counties. So if you have these things around your house and you're looking for a way to get rid of them, just kind of hold tight, put them in a box, and get ready to take them down there. Cooking oils, we do not want to put them down the drain. We do not want to put them in the river. We are going to hold on to them and dispose of them properly. Drain openers, batteries, paint, latex and oil-based, 10 gallons maximum per vehicle. Automotive fluids, gasoline, motor oil, antifreeze, things like that. And pesticides, lawn, garden, and farm pesticides and fertilizer. They do not accept glass or gas cylinders, commercial waste, infectious or biological, radioactive waste, explosives, or ammunition, and no mystery boxes. It needs to be organized. It needs to be labeled such that they are safe, right? And that they're able to dispose of these things in the appropriate way. But if you have questions, please call 252-633-1564. I'm sure that they will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Or you can email somer@crswma.com. All right. That's such a nice thing to have them like coming to a singular location to pick that stuff up. So don't forget, if you have not gotten one of those beautiful calendars, they're $5 and they're at the office and there are still some left. So if you want a calendar, please feel free to stop by the office anytime. Cindy's right there. Jennifer's usually there. I think Kathleen is now working from the office. Any one of them can get you one of those calendars for just a $5 bill. So speaking of the office, let's talk about the new F&B, and I swear I keep saying food and beverage manager. The new food and beverage manager, Gary Blanchard, he started this week, and you can read more about him in the March Beacon that's coming up. Brian Joyner is the PGA Club manager, and he's been golfing this week at a tournament in Pinehurst. And Kathleen Witch, the community coordinator, has started to work in the POA office while helping Gary get acclimated to the point. And we are still accepting applications for an assistant golf pro. So if you or someone you know would be good for that position, please see indeed.com, I think is where it's posted, or have them reach out to Brian whenever he's back this week. But more information can be found, where I just said on indeed.com or by calling Brian. All right, new residents, do not forget to stop by the office and register. You can register your vehicle, you get your decals. That's the next thing in here. I've read this so many times at this point, I just start getting ahead of myself. But there's also a 90-minute informational session that happens on Fridays around 10 a.m. And you can register for those, and they give you all the deets on all the things that happen in and around Fairfield Harbour and help you get acclimated more quickly while you're meeting neighbors, meeting friends, learning what amenities we have and clubs are available to join. So definitely stop by the office and take that 90-minute session. The more you know, the faster you get acclimated and the faster you can feel so at home here. So if you do need a decal or if you changed your license plate number lately, please stop by the office and make sure there's a little card per household where they write down these are the vehicles that belong here, and they give you your decal. They just need to know your year, make, model, car color, and license plate number, and they will give you a decal if you don't have one, or you can just update your information at the office. Just one more safety measure that we take to know who belongs here. If you have not yet, sign up for the payment portal. Dues are coming out this coming week. So you can log into the, people are so loud right now in my house. You can log into the payment portal and pay your dues online as soon as you get that bill. Again, no later than May 1st. And then you can also sign up for auto pay there. So again, you're making your dues payments every month, and then they'll be prepaid for next year and you won't have to worry about it. All right. Don't forget, at the office, we have services like printing, copying, scanning. What I miss? Printing, copying, scanning, faxing, and notary services. So by appointment only, please. If those are services that you need, please give them a call and get an appointment set up. Or maybe you could stop by that day if there's no one using the printer, copier, scanner, fax machine. But that's such a nice service to have in our neighborhood without having to haul it all the way to New Bern to Staples or ordering stuff online. And I'm going to shrink this down a little bit because I love some marketing, y'all. It's how we get people to want to come, right? So at the Point Restaurant, March 17th, that's the anniversary of when we moved here. Irish music, beer specials, Irish food. It's going to start at 5:30. Music is going to be by Downey's Dulcimers, 5:30 to 8:30. I mean, after what I saw on Thursday night, I would maybe call and make a reservation. I think that's going to be a very exciting night. I think a lot of people will be out there. But yeah, go hang out at the Point, drink some beer, listen to some Irish music, and get some great food. Sounds like a good time. All right, so let's talk about the course. Wow, what a gorgeous week we've had weather-wise. Is it spring? You never know here in North Carolina because it may be 28 degrees on Monday. Is this that second or third spring though? We might be getting ready to hit a run of warm days. But anyway, it's been a nice change from the overcast, rainy, cold days we had a couple weeks ago. I did not want to relive that. Pre-emergent herbicides have been applied throughout the golf course. Greens have been preventively treated for disease and some nutrients applied to get the plant started for the year. And we continue to work on cart path repaving areas, doing cleanup, grading, and seeding. We've started spraying weeds in all of our mulched embedded areas throughout the property. And as many have noticed or already have been made aware, fencing was installed on the cut-throughs at holes 15 and 18. At Delta Court and Royal Pines, respectively. We ask that all members and guests please stay on the cart paths, y'all. Do not travel through to the clubhouse via these little side roads. It causes erosion. We got a lot of standing water happening because it has been just raining so much, which is great because we're going to have a really beautiful green spring, but it causes erosion in those areas. So fences have been put up on holes 15 and 18. So do not cut through. Do not jump that fence. Take the cart path on back around to the point, okay? And as always, please fill your divots, repair ball marks, and follow the cart path rules. We look forward to seeing you on the golf course. And these are just pictures of those fences that have been put up to prohibit people from just cutting through. Good job. All right. So here's the Point Restaurant. Again, we had been here 2 years, and we had never been until this past Thursday. And I know I said at the beginning of this, and I know I posted on Facebook, and our neighbors have told us that they go there multiple times a week. I just was not prepared. I don't know. I don't know what stopped us from going for so long. but we will definitely be back for sure. But for those like Debbie on Facebook that we're talking about meatloaf. Meatloaf is one of the specials this week. Baked meatloaf covered with a demi-glaze, served with mashed potatoes and green beans. And that patty melt, that's what my husband had this past Thursday. Beef patty, toasted marble rye, Swiss and cheddar cheese, topped with grilled onions and served with fries. $13. And I also saw on the menu, like the menu was so much more than I was expecting to. They had a Reuben, which I will be picking up to take to my dad because that's one of his faves. Um, yeah, they had all kinds of desserts, drinks, and let me tell you, I am a lemon drop martini snob. And I usually, anytime I go to a new place that has a full bar, that is what I order first. Because if you can't get a lemon drop martini right, then I question the integrity of the rest of your bar. And that girl behind the bar, I will get her name next time. It was so good. It was not too sweet. It had no burn on the backside. It was so good. I had several, not gonna lie. But full bar, beer, wine, all the sodas, tea, lemonade, that kind of stuff for kids. But again, let's go back. Boomerang's going to be playing this week. They have live music on Thursdays. We asked our waitress by like what was their busiest night of the week. She said by far it's Thursday. So definitely make a reservation. I think I even saw on Facebook when I posted the video, somebody said that they had also not made a reservation. They sat at the bar. There is bar seating for dinner. But yes, just go ahead and call today. Make a reservation for Thursday because this group right here with they look like a lot of fun. If you want to make a reservation, you can call 252-638-5338, extension 4. Again, Boomerang's going to play this Thursday, the 2nd. The Bears are playing on the 9th. Karaoke is on March the 16th, the day before March the 17th, when we're doing Irish food and beer. Okay. So you have lots of options that week. And then Blue Moon Jazz is going to be there on the 25th. So again, reservations are recommended. 252-638-5338, extension 4. And they are open for breakfast on Saturdays and Sundays. Lunch is Wednesday to Sunday from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And dinner is Wednesday to Saturday from 5 to 9. Food trucks this week. So we just have 2 food trucks coming. The 27th, it's Tanya's Hella Fat Food. I feel like this is not right. This takes us through February. This is not necessarily into March. But I'm pretty sure Frank's will be here this week or delivering on Thursday. I'll look that up and try to post it in the community spot on the YouTube channel. So know that this is not just videos. I'm posting posts on the community tab. And there are short videos out there as well on the short side. So this is not the only place to catch up on the YouTubes here. But I'll post a short about the food trucks maybe coming in March. But right now, what we do know for February is the 27th, Tanya's Hella Fat Food, 11:30 to 1:30 for lunch and 5 to 7 for dinner. And Dee Dee's Charburger is 11:30 to 1:30 on the 28th. That's Tuesday. Is that Tuesday? I don't even know what day it is. I had a government proposal due this week. And I literally worked overnight, all night for 3 days. So the 27th is Monday and the 28th is Tuesday. That's right. So, all right, tennis block. Oh, look, I have something here. Can you come with me? So I have been clicking through on the Beacon. You can always go and find from December 29th, that the January Beacon was when these classes first rolled out, and down on the link. And the reason why I'm going to the Beacon is because for me, the newsletter, the hyperlink on the one pager doesn't work, but the hyperlinks from the Beacon do work. So that's how you get to info block. But for the tennis, don't forget we have beginner, intermediate, and advanced for juniors and adults. And you have to kind of rate yourself. If you've never played before, you're like a 1.5, intermediate's 1.5 to 2.5, and level 3 advanced is a 3 plus. Same for adults. Just the scales kind of shifted up a little bit. There's a curve on the adults, right? Um, okay, so we have starting March the 4th through May the 6th, it costs $85 for the entire season. There are multi-participant discounts available, and they've opened up some more spots. So we have Saturdays from 11:30 to 12:30. We have those beginner, intermediate, and beginner. I'm sorry, 8, 10, beginner and intermediates from 11:30 to 12:30, and then the juniors, the 14 and 18. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I don't duplicate. The 14 and under, 18 and under are from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. But there are spots remaining, 6 and 8 spots remaining for those. If you fit into that junior age group. And then for adults, we have spots opened up, right? So on Saturdays, from 8:30 to 9:30 is the advanced. Then the intermediates is going to be from 9:30 to 10:30. And then beginners is from 10:30 to 11:30. All right. And then for pickleball, we've opened new dates up in pickleball, and they are also selling out. Pickleball is so popular right now. Beginner, intermediate, and advanced as well. And there are Monday and Wednesday slots. Again, March 6th through May 3rd. The cost here as well, $85 for the season. Multi-participant discounts are available. 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Is beginner. Intermediates is 7:30 to 8:30. And advanced is 6:30 to 7:30. But there are still, 7 spots, 2 beginner and 5 advanced spots left for Mondays. Adult intermediates. We've sold out Monday and Wednesday. That's great. That's going to be a good time. Those people are going to have lots of fun. So slots are still available. So make sure you sign up. Oh, let's go back here. Look. Okay. See, I'm getting better, y'all. I'm getting better. If I can just remember what screen does what. Okay, here's the vegetative cleanup again. Okay, so my eyes are so old. All right, if you have your yard debris, it needs to be ready. So March the 6th through April the 7th. Put it on a tarp. Again, keep vegetative and wooded debris separate, like wooded from leafy material, I guess, not vegetative. And your materials need to be ready by 7 a.m. on the Monday, the week of your pickup. So if you put it out on Monday by 7 a.m. and they don't come on Monday, have no worries. Sometime between Monday and Friday, our crew will be there to pick up anything that you have left outside. They are just planning their route on Monday and need to see everybody that's had their stuff out there. So don't be putting it out on Wednesday of the same week, because they likely might not pick that up. Okay. So it needs to be out there Monday so that they can plan their week ahead. But these are the weeks that they will be picking up. So if you don't know kind of which bigger area you are in within Fairfield Harbour, find your road name. Your road name becomes your area. That's kind of where you'll live. So we live here on Pelican Drive and Shoreline. So we are March the 6th through the 10th, and we will have our stuff out there on March the 6th. All right. And then the last section, we've already talked about this, pickleball and tennis sign up. So please get out there. It's going to be beautiful spring. So get on out there. The only last thing I wanted to mention, let me see if I can minimize this again, is I saw this and wanted to make sure that we saw it and talked about it as a group. Am I still here? Why are you not seeing this? Hold, please. I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to do it again. Please tell me you saw the info block with me. So look over here. Did you see this? This is where I was at on the beacon, fhbeacon.com. And I just, at the top, there's a search, so you can search for things that you're looking for. and I searched on tennis and pickleball, and then this article comes up, and I clicked on it, and then that's where these links are. I'm just doing this again because given what just happened, I'm not sure that you actually saw this. If you click on the tennis program, this is where you can just show program details, gives you a brief description, tells you when all the times and stuff are, tells you where there are spots remaining based on your ability level, beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And then whenever you're ready to register, you just click on register. It will ask you if you are a member of the Fairfield Harbour tennis courts. Everyone is welcome. You either say yes or no, and then it's going to take you to a login screen. Okay. If you say no, you will create a login so that you have it if you haven't already done that before as a non-member. And if you are a member, then you'll just log in like you usually do in order to register. But this is where I went to find, again, you just click on pickleball, click on tennis, and it brings up under this heading, show program details, gives you all the information that you could ever need to make a decision about whether or not joining this season is right for you. And you can register from here. So that was the whole point in me reliving that situation. But this, I saw it on Facebook on the New Bern Good News Facebook page, and I wanted to make sure that we talked about it here because we have a lot of fishermen in this community. We also have a lot of kids in this community. So on March the 18th, New Bern Police Department is going to be fishing with kids. They're going to teach kids how to catch something other than crime. As we all know, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And I know we've been seeing all the posts on the socials about kids walking around the middle of the night, knocking on doors, ringing doorbells. We don't need that here. So if you're doing that, please stop. But Lieutenant Conway of the New Bern Police Department has organized this entire thing. It's a national thing that people have done all over the country to get cops and kids together to build some community. And we love being outdoors and love fishing. And the other thing that I saw that I thought was going to be fun is that they are going to have at least one North Carolina wildlife officer there to talk to kids about the types of fish that are in and around our area that they could catch on the other end of their hook. So 3 hours is the event type, or the amount of time that this event will last. It's going to be at Martin Marietta Park from 9 to noon. Lunch will be provided. They're going to be hot dogs, chips, and drinks. Everything is going to be donated through and by the community. There will be free raffles as well. And parents are more than welcome to fish with their kids. So go ahead and mark your calendar, March the 18th from 9 to noon. New Bern Police Department and North Carolina wildlife officials are going to be on hand to teach kids all about how to fish in that day. The other thing that's really important about this day, and I'm not going to be able to find it in here. Maybe it's down here. Nope, it's not. Let's see. Here it is. Look, it's fast. If your license has lapsed or never existed, so if you don't have a fishing license or your fishing license has lapsed, on that day, March the 18th, you can fish that day without worries of ticket or guilt. Okay. So I don't know that anybody be feeling guilty. But you do not have to worry about getting a ticket that day for fishing without a license. They are going to waive the license that day for this event. So that's very exciting. So definitely on March 18th, even if you don't go to this event and you don't have a fishing license, that'd be a great day to go fishing. And you can test out our waters and then make the decision if you want a license. And if you do want a license, make sure that if you live in Fairfield Harbour, I think that from what I have been able to ascertain, you want both the salt and freshwater fishing license because we have both types of water in the immediate vicinity of our community. And depending on your age, there are lifetime fishing licenses for North Carolina available for both salt and freshwater. That's what we got when we moved here. And then you don't have to worry about it year over year. You just are covered. Okay. So that's a lot of fun, but I wanted you to mark your calendars for this because this looks like a lot of fun. And I thought it was going to be really important that people know that you can fish that day, license or no. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I am going to go finish enjoying the rest of my Saturday. I think we're going to go to Brutopia for the first time this afternoon. Yeah, lots of fun things. So, just quick recap. Oh my gosh. And for all of you, I'm hoping that you watch this. Um, I was shocked by the number of people that responded to the post from one of our neighbors about watching the Alec Murdaugh trial. If you have not been following this thing, this was a very prominent lawyer in South Carolina, right in the Charleston, Summerville area. And he is, well, he was disbarred for stealing money from his law firm and his client. He had an opioid drug addiction. He is basically facing jail time, lifetime of jail time for financial crimes, but he is also accused of having murdered his wife and son. Like I think he was at the time like 19. Um, it is wild, this trial, and I have been watching it every chance I can get. The judge has me all kinds of believing that there is still hope left in people. But let me tell you, if you have not been watching it, Alec Murdaugh's um, lawyer, his primary lawyer, is a South Carolina state senator. His last name is Harpootlian. People are affectionately referring to him as Poot. And on Monday this past week, he kind of aimed a firearm in a courtroom at the prosecution and said, tempting. And I cannot watch this trial without watching him try to defend someone who has lied repeatedly, stolen millions of dollars from people that trusted him to defend them in court, and to watch this elected official represent him. And I don't know. I was so caught off guard, but evidently there are so many people in Fairfield Harbour watching this trial, and I am here for it. And if you want to watch from my house, I have to work this week, but you can come over and I can work from my living room and we can just nosh on some snacks and have some drinks. I would love to be able to chat with this. I had no idea there were so many people around, but if you're not watching it, it is drama if you need some of that in your life. And if you are watching it, God, let's talk because I have been dying. I talked to my husband about it and he's like, okay. He hasn't been watching it. But I would love to chat about it because I live there now Monday through Friday. So having said that, I'm going to sign off. We are going to go enjoy the rest of this rainy, chilly Saturday, but I hope you have a wonderful week and we will chat very soon. Bye.